greater admission of the quickening pace of the game than at the beginning of the 1976 season, when the league introduced the two umpire system. Not even the VFL expected the system to slip into gear straight away, but they were hardly prepared for the chaos it was to cause at Arden Street this day.
Now it's a free kick up the field, apparently. I don't know what it's for. Well, I couldn't work that out at all. Well, Kevin Smith, the other umpire...
When Harvey Lyons and Kevin Smith stopped supplying the comic relief, North Melbourne and Essendon provided one of the most thrilling games of the year. With Ross Henshaw off the ground injured and both reserves already in action, North had to show every ounce of brilliance to beat Essendon with only 17 men.
It's the mark to Smith. Well, let's see whether it would be a bit of a miracle if they can win this. A short pass. Well, they're even creating the loose man, North. There's Carlton breaking clear as he to attack. He tries a short one and it comes off here. Taken by Carlton. He gets it across here towards Tanner. Tanner of North Melbourne. A big kick into the forward zone. Burns from behind. Yes, Burns has taken it. Hick's going to have a bounce. He couldn't quite make up his mind.
There were times that year, like this day against Carlton at Prince's Park, just 1 week later, when it appeared that North Melbourne only needed one man to win their games. Malcolm Blight took centre stage in the last quarter, and with 3 goals took North to within a kick of victory.
Chesnell into the forward zone. Blight is going for it. And Blight's taken it. And Blight would be 40 metres out, but he's on a very, very difficult angle. It's on its way. It's a banana kick. It's close. He's got through by Dawson. Dawson of North Melbourne up towards centre half forward. There's no more kicks. That's Malcolm Blight once again. Malcolm Blight has got the ball at centre half forward. 28 minutes gone. The crowd's gone mad. There's the siren. I think the siren's gone. No, Blight will have to take his kick. Now Blight would have to kick this. Oh, he'd have to kick it 85, 90 metres. But he's going to have a kick, all right. It's not over yet. Not over yet. What drama here at Prince's Park. Malcolm Blight, it's a big kick. It's a mammoth kick.
Little did Blight realise, as he was being chaired from the ground, that he would be in a similar position just 12 months later. That day, he would be walking from the ground with his head hung low. Among the incidents of the year, we saw Barry Lawrence, Brian Douge and Russell Olsen, Ray Byrne, Rod Austin, Big Carl, and Towns, and Walls, and Olsen.
They can't get him down. But for Young,
George Young went down.
Down he goes.
Try and grab and can't.
Alan Davis.
Ray Smith is head back there. Davis got a nice shirt from him.
And she's Slamming Sam and Don Scott mixed it up. Brent Croswell lost his cool with Ian Bremner.
Oh, look at this. Oh, they're into it now.
And the way through.
Ray Biffin ignored the goal umpire and caught up with Robert Muir. Sid Jackson connected David Dench. Gary Bryson, the cowboy. Laurie Fowler collided with George Young. Wayne Judson went down.
Keeps it in play.
That's high. Just about.
Fabulous Phil took on Carlton.
Tackle too high. Wait being used once again. Oh, it's on. At Prince's Park, it's on here. Don't worry about that.
On the ground.
Mike Turner and Greg Towns tussled.
Then there was Turner also in town. The 2 nines clash. Tempers flare at Cardinia Park.
The cowboy dished it out to Lee Matthews.
Lee Matthews marks the ball.
He's staying high.
When St Kilda played Essendon, Ken Roberts took on Paul Callery, and Parks took on Muir.
Well, Louis picked it. He wouldn't have to be real smart to work it out.
Holds the ball
Baum had his wrestle with Muir.
There's going to be some fisticuffs here before the game's over. There's a little bit going on there. As we see, Muir and Baum. Hunt goes down.
John Patura ran into Rex Hunt.
Chance for O'Connell.
Tuddy broke his arm in this clash with Mark McClure.
Cuddenham threw himself in. Jackson,
Sid Jackson and Terry White of Collingwood.
Oh, Jackson and White collided against Wall.
Paul Callery slipped a quiet right into Robert Walls.
Oh, look at little Gaz, the good go between the two.
Jeff Saru and Alan Mangles marched on the spot.
And Matthews gets a hand pass to Moncrief.
Mike Moncrief was flattened by his own man.
Bounce once again.
And of course, Big Carl was still there doing his bit.
Who's going to come out with it here? Could be anybody. Oh, behind play. Look at this. She's on again.
Back to come forward.
By 1976, league football was being played at a sprint. Handball was becoming more prevalent with every match, and it got to the stage where clubs were recording more than 120 hand passes during a game. Off the field, the game was continuing to change. Clubs were battling to win lucrative sponsorship deals, such as Carlton's $135,000 deal over 3 years with Avco. But it was spent just as quickly. Geelong asked North Melbourne for $10,000 for a 16-year-old schoolboy named Stephen Easton, who was tied to the Cats. As it turned out, Easton was a bargain. He has matured into a fine player with the Roos in the space of 4 years. There were shocks. John Nichols quit as coach of the Blues and was to be replaced on the eve of the season by Ian Thorogood. Royce Hart was dumped as captain of Richmond in favour of Francis Quirk.
Kick up towards the centre wing. It was too high for McCullough.
But nothing stopped the game from accelerating.
Heads for home now. Runs up towards the half-forward flank. Gets a long hand pass across here towards Woodward. Woodman gives it back towards Carroll. Here's a shot at goal coming up as Carroll puts it on its way. That's the best passage of play by Melbourne.